Day three. Let's get it. Day three. Welcome to day three. Yep. Today we are debunking the false narratives of who we think we are and what was told about us. And we're going to use the power of cognitive behavioral therapy. For those who don't know, cognitive behavioral therapy is all about debunking as well. Let's say that. It's about understanding the cognitiveness, the consciousness of how we think, how we move, why we behave a certain way. It's basically debunking our thoughts, our beliefs, our triggers. And because this is the 7-day free challenge, if you want to go deeper with me, in the 21-day challenge, we will start uncovering and debunking the consciousness of our triggers, our fears, and how we work within ourselves subconsciously, or how we show up subconsciously and unconsciously. We will be going deep about really realizing our triggers, okay? And the reason why I want to share a little bit about the cognitive therapy or behavioral therapy within day three is that when I was 15, I had to go through a very fearful change in my life. And that was me moving from, I was 15 years old and I had to move to Germany. And this was for me, it was the most scariest thing. And on top of that, I watched a horror movie in the change, in the space of moving to Germany. So cognitively, and my mindset was literally already written in a narrative of fear because of the concepts and what I was receiving from the outside world was very fearful, And I read this book, Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, at age 15, and this really, it transformed my life because it made me really believe that one day I want to be a psychologist, and I truly believe I still have time for that. In the reality, though, that I was in, there was no time for that. It was a reality of poverty, a reality of scarcity, a reality of fear, and a reality of survival mode. And thank God that, I don't know how I even received access to that book, but a friend of mine in boarding school had it, and I read it, and there was a change that happened for me in 7 days. And it, just like this free challenge that I'm giving you, it allowed me to also have a challenge, and it challenged me, at age 15, and it said, assess your thoughts, write your thoughts down for 7 days, write your awareness, how do you feel before you sleep? Because it was so bad, this change, that I started getting insomnia. I was very, very afraid of this new beginning of my life, To the world, it was exciting, it was Germany, to the world, it was about like, wow, you're gonna be famous and stuff. But inside of me, the change was real because I had to say goodbye to my community, even though it was not good for me. I had to say goodbye to things that were comfortable for me. I had to change my whole identity. I knew within my soul it would change everything. It would change my reality. It would shift everything for me, and it truly did. And so on a subconscious level, I knew something was really being debunked, broken down, and it was quite scary. At age 15, I went there alone in Germany. I did have relatives there, but I feel that the whole transformation was a whole elevation of my own self. It was a very unique personal journey that I had to take by myself. So this is why in day three, I want to share with you the reason of my 7-day challenge, because it's 7 days, but you never know what 7 days could do for your life. The same way this cognitive behavioral exercise did for mine. So in this video, I definitely want you to set a time, a space, and a place for yourself. I want you to give yourself 30 to 1 hour max, even 2 hours. And I want you to understand the depth of self-discovery, because sometimes a lot of people don't give themselves even 1 hour to be with themselves, 1 hour to sit with themselves, and 1 hour to be in silence with themselves. So day 3 is a challenge for you to really get to know who you are, okay? And it doesn't happen just after 5 minutes of a video. It happens daily. So this will be an experience for you. And within this experience, I want you to make it very comfortable. Tell your family and friends, pause the video if you need to. Tell them that, okay, I need a bit of time alone today. I'm studying. It always works. And if they say, studying what? I'm studying psychology. Because truly you're studying the psyche of who you are, the psyche of your mind, the psyche of your vehicle, of how you move, how you groove, how you talk, how you act, and who you are, in fact. And in this video, I also want you to have a personal journey. Oh my God, a personal journal, which will be your own journey. There we go. Personal journal. Get yourself a personal journal and call it My Ugly Duckling Story Transforming into a Swan, homie. If that is too long and too wordy for you, I want you to also call it My Swan Thoughts, okay? And my mindset shift, my ugly duckling mindset shifts, okay? This journal, you can get it as an A5 notebook. This will be something you're gonna have to take and carry with you in the next 7 days that we spend together. Whatever thoughts come down, whatever ideas come down, whatever emotions and feelings come out, I want you to express it in this journal. And if you haven't done journaling before, don't worry. This will be your first time to do it. I will give you questions after this video on how, not how, but on what questions or answers, or what sections do I need you to answer and to reflect upon yourself, okay? That was a lot of talking. So we're going to be doing this through the power of silence and through the power of breath work and somatic healing. And I just want you to pause the video, get everything ready, come back and begin this section with me, okay? And for those who are ready, I want you to sit comfortable right now and breathe out. Breathe out the unexpectation, breathe out the uncertainty of what this video is going to bring out for you. Bring it out, breathe it out, breathe it out, breathe it out. So in this video, we're going to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4, and then we're going to breathe out for 8 seconds. Okay, it's not going to be perfect, all right? This is not, we're not here to be perfect, we are here to be worth it, okay? So I want you to close your eyes, sit cross-legged, get a pillow, and start just rubbing your thighs. Just be with yourself, look around, make sure that things are quiet. Sometimes your atmosphere won't be quiet, mine isn't. I've got like the po-pos outside, you know. But with all the communal space and voice, let's just get into our own personal grace for right now. Close your eyes and breathe out everything. So we're gonna breathe in for 4, okay? Starting now, okay? Hold. And breathe out for 8 now. Breathe in again for 4. Hold for 4. And breathe out for 8. It's important to relax your shoulders when you're breathing in, and also to relax when you're breathing out. So let's try one more time. Breathe in for 4. Hold. And then exhale for 8. Now let's breathe in totally. Breathe in everything. Okay, breathe in. Relax your shoulders and breathe out. One last time, breathe in. And breathe out. One last time, breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, now open your eyes. Stretch your neck a bit from side to side. Okay. Now, I want you to start tapping around your heart. Tap around your chest. This is what's called somatic movement or somatic release. We're basically trying to release the emotional tension around our neck. I'm going to, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to take out all my makeup and just be plain. So let's just tap in. I want you to tap in every part of your arm, or just follow what I'm doing. Tap in, I'm gonna tap the boobies, tap the stomach, go back here, tap the head, hit it a bit. Don't hit it out of punishment, just hit it out of trying to release, you know, the pressure, you know. Tap a bit of your forehead, tap above here. And the way you hit yourself is also the narrative of how you feel of yourself. So what we're doing right now is we're trying to understand how we subconsciously feel about ourselves before we start thinking about how we feel and writing out how we feel, okay? So just be comfortable and be sensitive with yourself right now, okay? So tap your face. I don't know about you, but I'm already feeling quite sensitive. So if you have been sitting for a long time, I urge you to stand up. I'm gonna have to stand up. Oh. So I want you to also start tapping your thighs, tap your hips, tap within, tap your genitals, tap your booty, go downwards and keep tapping. And now I want you to just start shaking everything out. Shake, 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 shake. By the way, our arms are also wings, okay? And because this is a swan cross, we need you to start, you know what I mean? Start getting used to the fact that you're gonna be a swan. Start getting used to the fact that it's time to fly, okay? No more cry. So how do you guys feel? A little moment of silence before we start our session. Sometimes debunking the narratives in our mind is not really about diving into our mind. It's diving into our heart. It's diving into our body. It's diving into the feelings, into the fear of what will come out consciously and subconsciously. And for those who have joined in the 7-day challenge, I don't know what you are going through personally right now, but I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for allowing yourself this investment to be part of my course. I really appreciate you. I thank you for joining the community. I thank you for answering those questions in the beginning of the community. You know, that's everything is effort, right? And within effort comes transformation, all right? And I just give you, I bow down to you bitches. I bow down to you guys because change is very uncomfortable. But this is what we need. We need this form of transformation, and we need this form of expression to express things that our mouth cannot express, or express things that our thoughts cannot say out loud, right? So thank you for that, and give yourself another 30 minutes to just, if you really want to dive deeper into breathing in again, because sometimes we don't give ourselves any moment to breathe. We don't. And sometimes we don't give ourselves even 1 hour to just to be in ourselves, just to touch ourselves, okay? There's a lot of emotional trauma and stored up energy that needs to be released, more than just the mind. But for the purpose of this video, let us start debunking the false narratives in our mind. Okay? Pause the video and let's begin. Are you back? Are you back? Are you back? Are you back? I hope you're back. Okay? Let's take it back. Alright, so I've got 12 questions I want you to ask yourself, okay? And this is just really uncovering and debunking ourselves, trying to understand what mindset do we really have, what limited beliefs do we have, what are we holding into our mind and into our hearts. You know, what's the ongoing song in our mind, in our narrative that we're singing every single day without even knowing it all day, you know? So get your journals. Let's get started. While y'all are getting started, I'm getting pretty. Okay. So, these are narratives that rule our minds. So remember this. What rules your mind will rule your life. You have to think wisely, okay? So question number 1, I want you to ask this, hun. What stories do you tell yourself every single day? Things that you don't even think about that you tell yourself every day. And when I mean stories, you must remember I mean feelings. You saw us do the practice, right? And you felt something. Okay, whether it was comfortable, whether it was uncomfortable, that is a story you tell yourself every day. Whether it's showing your body and tapping onto your body, you know, the clothes you're wearing, how you're feeling right now, like, why did she ask us to tap, you know, how did that make you feel? So that's question number 1. What stories do you tell yourself every single day? Okay. Number 2. Do you remember what people said about you when you were growing up? What images, what narratives come up? So I want you to pause every time we jump from one question to the next, and give yourself time, you know, don't rush. This video is going to be here. It's just give yourself those 2 hours, like I said. Give yourself time to write everything down. What do you remember people said about you when you were growing up? Number 3, what narratives did you hear from your parents, teachers, siblings, and friends? Were they positive? Were they negative? Were they like, oh, her milkshake brings all the boys to the yard and they're like, it's better than yours? Or was it like, ugh, she thinks she knows herself. She's quite stupid. She acts dumb, you know? Or was it uplifting, like, you know, you were the jock? What do you remember people you saying about you or making you feel about yourself? Okay? But let's talk about narratives. What narratives do you remember hearing from your parents, teachers, siblings, and friends? And also, how did it make you feel? Number 4, describe who you were as a child. Write down the memories you remember of how you used to be as a child. Were you carefree? Were you shy? Were you innocent? Did you always cry? Did you always lie? Were you Sinbad or Simba? Who were you as a child? Were you carefree? Did you have so much anxiety? Write down everything. Number 5, do you remember what do you remember hearing about yourself as a child? You know, as children, we always used to hear parents say something, right, about us. Like, oh, she's quite smart, you know, she can walk, she can talk, or something. So what do you remember hearing about yourself as a child? Write the negative thoughts down, or the negative words below, as well as the positive, you know. Number 6, what stories do you still carry about yourself today? Be honest. What stories do you still carry about yourself today? And when I mean about what stories do you carry about yourself, I mean, how do you still view yourself from what you heard about yourself growing up? I'll give you an example for this one. I used to view myself as humble. You know, I used to hear a lot about people like, you know, she's quite humble, or something along the lines of, you know, she's quite, I don't know, there was a word that somebody used to say that made me act that way. I used to grow up performing in that way, like, you know, I used to, hello, how are you? I used to be timid because of what I heard somebody say about me, you know, that, you know, this feeling of like, I'm not boastful, you know, and I used to play, without me wanting to be it, I already was embodying a version of myself that kind of brought me down, kind of humbled me, you know. It never made me feel confident. It was like a pity party, like, woe is me, you know, like, please can I have some food, or please can I have money, or please can I go to the toilet, ma'am, you know, and not really just asking because I simply would like to be more confident in asking. It was almost like a dim version of me that people wanted me to be in. And I had to debunk this and tell myself that, you know what, it's okay to have pride from time to time. You know, I'm a lioness that roars and I'm an activist for sure. It's okay to be a bit cocky. It's okay to show the avenues of being egotistical. I'm a human being at the end of the day, and I'm a spiritual being having this human body experience. And this is my transformation of balancing, you know, my elevation, balancing my ego and my humility, balancing things so that I don't overshare, overpour, and, you know, that I can still be within myself without bending over backwards to get what I want. And this was also me realizing that, you know, me trying to people please, me trying to always be kind all the time is a manipulative tactic that I had to do because I thought this was the only way to survive. True? And I realized the honesty was that, no, I'm actually being manipulative by trying to always be sweet all the time or being kind. Like, nah, fuck you, I can be a bitch too, you know? And I had to learn to express the dark side of myself, because she was so suppressed for so long that it kept her stressed, and what I was performing to the world was not truly my authentic self. I was just performing because I was told to be humble, to be quiet, to be down, don't speak too much. You know what I'm saying? So back to you. What stories do you still carry about yourself today? How do you move in this world? Are you told to be a person who's strong all the time? Because that's a story, you know? That's a story you told yourself somewhere subconsciously in your mind. You told yourself that, shit, I gotta be buff, you know? I gotta be tough. I gotta be, you know, bold. Especially the guys. You were told not to cry, you know? You were told to, you know, mise her, gaslight her, you know? If she's getting too clingy, it's like, cut it, you know? That was a story you told yourself. So in this question, dive deep into being honest with yourself and how you also play the role of who you think you are, right? Question 7. What feelings and beliefs do you still feel deep within? I'm going to say that again. What feelings and beliefs do you still feel deep within? Feelings of unworthiness, feelings of not belonging, feelings of not looking beautiful, looking good enough. What feelings and beliefs do you really still have within? Be honest with yourself, guys. This is about you and understanding your blues. Number 8. Do you remember every heartbreak or betrayal? Write them down. Be honest. Be honest with yourself. We always remember that heartbreak and that heartache that we hold on to dearly, and we're like, we will never, ever, ever get back together. We all have that Taylor Swift moment in us. Be honest with yourself. We will never, ever, ever. You know? Be honest with yourself. There's that one song as well. Okay, let me not get off course, but it's like, I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Be honest with yourself. What heartbreak and betrayal do you remember people having towards you, and also for you as well? What heartbreak and betrayal do you remember doing to someone else? That's where it stings, right? That's where we're like, oh shit, yeah, I did that too, to somebody too. Why? Because it was done to you. So let's start with your heartbreak before we start Harlem Shake. No, before we start really debunking how we perform and why we conform. Number 9. What feelings of guilt and pain do you still have in your heart today? I'm not going to explain anymore. I just want you to pause and ask yourself, what feelings of guilt and pain do you still have in your heart today? Number 10. What annoys you most about your life today? Like, what irritates the shit out of you? Excuse me for swearing, guys. This is a form of a safe place where we express ourselves in the most sinful ways, the most darkest ways. And I grew up listening to hip-hop and to rap as a child. When I was 8 years old, my anthem was 8 Mile. So I gotta lose myself in the moment you heard it. It's like I never let it go. I only get one shot to not miss the chance to blow. With opportunity, yo, comes in a lifetime, yo. You know, my arms are sweaty, my knees weak, arms are heavy. There was vomit on my sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, I was nervous, but on the surface I look calm and ready. Okay, now let's get back to dropping bombs. what annoys you most about your life today? Write down your frustrations. Write down the shit that you have to go through every single day to be who you are. Write down that shitty job and that shitty car that you still have. Write down that shitty relationship and that friend that is full of rubbish. Write down all the shit, basically. So let's take that shit and I will teach you how to fertilize it later. But write all your shit down today. Number 11. What makes you feel happy and grateful about your life today? So we're coming from a dense question from previously. This one is teaching you how to also see things positively. What truly makes you happy and grateful about your life today? With all the shit that's happening in your life, what really makes you happy? Is it the roof over your head? Is it the fact that you got a nice car? Is it the fact that you got paid today? Hey, if you got paid today, sign up for that 21-day challenge. You know, invest in yourself. Pay the girl, pay the lady, play, slay, they. But honestly, what makes you happy? Be honest with yourself. Is it the fact that you are just here today? Is it the fact that you're here doing something good for yourself? Tell us, share, write it down. And now, the 12th question, this is where I want you to give yourself space, all right? I want you to go back into the last questions, the last 11 questions, and I want you to read and record yourself out loud, okay? I want you to record your answers out loud. I want you to listen to the recorded answers of your questions, of the questions. And then I only want you to write down what stood out to you in this recorded audio of yourself, okay? I want you to listen to that and only write down what stood out to you. And then I want you to write this down, okay? Because you'll be surprised what are your belief systems and your true narrative is. And I hope you do this day 3 challenge, because in day 4 we are going to uncover how we're going to rewrite this narrative. And it's going to be very exciting. I'm very excited for that, because pause this video and definitely listen to your answers, rewrite them, share them in the comments below, share them in the community as well, and let's debunk them in day 4, okay? And I'll see you in the next video.